these together, I will take an example from maybe the last 3.5, 4 years ago, where at Z5, we had an objective of building out a complete news play that we wanted on the platform. Of course, the platform had already scaled to over 60, 65 million users, and we were looking at increasing the number of times a user would come on the platform. To give it a slight more color, Z5 started off by being the house for all of Z TV's digital, sorry, not the digital, the broadcast content on the digital platform, from where it's very successfully scaled to being one of the largest houses in India with original programming, which went on to have many, many subscribers and multiple collaborations across the telecom ecosystem. So that was the primary place from where we were driving two businesses: the advertising funded business and then the subscription funded business. Now, if you just relate to the content on the platform, the content on the platform were essentially broadcast content, which meant that one episode of a series that a user liked would come every day on the digital platform. Everybody was already used to doing, being on catch-up TV, so they would come to the platform and see the content at their timing and not by appointment on the television. And that was the part of business which would be creating the advertising revenue. The free, so to speak, the free content funded by advertising formed a very important funnel for all of the original programming, from which one would be able to convert the free users to paying users on the subscription side. Now, the objective was, and which we actually got to by defining it very clearly, how do you get more users to come on the platform? Number one. Number two, how do you get new users who are not interested in the content which comes on ZTV or any of the channels of the Z network, because they might be just viewers of Colors or Star or any other broadcast network, or of not TV at all? How do you get them to come onto the platform? And the second part of the problem was, how do you get them to come multiple times a day? Because then again, if a user comes multiple times of the day, you would be able to create those many opportunities for advertising. So once we defined what the problem statement was and what the objective was, we went about saying, what is the missing link or the gap in the ecosystem, which fits very seamlessly into an adjacent product for our platform, which is where we came upon news, which Z already has a very large and successful um, uh, business in news. And we already could have access to all of the live streams as well as content from those channels on the platform. So that was the easy part. The most logical solution to the problem was get all the news channels on the platform. People would want to come and watch it. And you would also have the program from each of the shows, which could be cut up as VOD and put on the platform. But that, we realized, was not the solution that we were looking for. Because then again, you were trying to convert non-viewers of certain channels to viewers on a digital platform, which would not work if the objective was being able to get new users onto the platform. So all of the content, which was the streaming content from our own media house, was put as table stakes. However, we went about doing two things. First is, we looked globally, trying to understand what are some of the most interesting news digital platforms in the digital space globally, and look at what they had done. That was first. Second is to expand the number of, or the types of users who were coming in for the live streams of news channels. We put out a very aggressive strategy for going and aggregating all of that content on the platform. As a result of our search for successful news businesses globally, which were on the digital platform, we came across some very interesting options or digital products which were very successful in China. And these platforms essentially were completely AI driven. They were aggregators of all types of news, not just video news, but also also of text news, and they had deep relationship with all of the publishers, and they also had a very wide variety of genres of news which existed. So it could go from the super serious and talking about various diseases, which seems to be the topic on the world right now, to going about the frivolous, which could be about any events or anything which was around entertainment, which could be there. And their whole premise was that because they used AI so well, that once the users came on the platform, they would just spend a significant amount of time. Now, at that point of time, we were a completely video platform. So after realizing that only video would not be the suitable, would be the best example for catering to to the objective which was originally set out, we went about building out our own AI-led, complete, endless feed of news content, which was built out and then integrated onto the platform. And for sure, what came out as a result of it was that we were able to increase the funnel of users coming onto the Z5 platform per se. And we were also able to move a lot of those users to becoming viewers of the AVOD content which exists on the platform, and to a large degree also being able to convert them into subscribers. So it's a very simple example, but it resonates very strongly with me, because when we talk about product strategy comes from the business strategy, or being able to understand what do we achieve. We never started off by saying that we want to do news because of whatever the reason could be. We started off by trying to understand what is the problem we are trying to solve, and we identified that getting getting more users on the platform who may not be the natural consumers of our core business was one. Second, how do you get them to come many times a day? And that led to a lot of evaluation till we arrived at that news was potentially one of the best ways to solve this problem. Then, when it came to competition benchmarking and understanding models which existed, it had to go beyond the traditional way of looking around your own ecosystem and understanding what it is. And then it went about being able to roadmap it and being able to integrate it into your core business. So both the pillars start to grow symbiotically, and are able to create and circle back to creating the satisfying the objective which you started with. So for me, this comes to me as the probably one of the freshest examples of being able to define the product strategy and being able to create a winning business.